Yes, wagwan, shalom, salam alaikum. So, yeah, I just early in the morning I watched Joe Smith Jr., the valiant blue-collar warrior, with a hammer in his hand. Joe Smith Jr. with his union backers and his, secret site connections to get a one-sided beatdown from Artur Beterbiev. Yeah, the Dagestan bad boy. Well, it's Canadian now, actually. He lives there, yeah. I mean, you know what? The first thing that struck me before we go in is like, what? Sky Sport didn't send over a team, right? Yeah, they usually do. For any fight that they're featuring, and they had the whole bill on, they'll send over a team, won't they? Yeah, there's no Adam Smith. Yeah, this was the first time I missed Adam Smith, and I'll tell you about that later, because we had 2 women commentators. Yeah, that was so whack. Yeah, maybe Matt Matling was turned away. If they brought him over, they'd be nuts to bring him over, though, knowing his connections. But maybe they decided it was too difficult. I don't know why they couldn't take Adam Smith and Johnny Nelson, but whatever. Instead, we agreed to, what I thought originally was a one-woman commentator. Yeah, just babbling on and on and on. I was like, why haven't they got a co-commentator, I just couldn't hear just one woman voice. And then I realised, no, there's actually 2 women. They both got almost identical voices, yeah? One of them was Michaela Meyer, I think. She's a alleged world champion. One of them's alleged women world champions. And the other woman, I have no idea who she is. But, she couldn't, what's the word? She didn't know nothing about boxing. Yeah. Just repeating cliches from her notes, and she was speaking like really fast, and making sure she could say everything. And the trainer's called Capabianca, and he's trying to land the shots, and no insight. Yeah, I guess it's Michaela Meyer was brought in to give some insight, but like I said, it just sounded like 2 women, talking about their boyfriends after having too much coffee in Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Talking. The thing is about women's voices is that they're not annoying, they're gentle, but they're not authoritative, When you're having a commentator, you've got to have that manly voice and great orators. What great orators are there that are women? None. Yeah? They're just not suited to it. There's something women are suited at, something men are suited at. And don't, all this like, we're all the same, we can all do the same thing. As I'll tell you, man, I was in the pub one day, and there's this Egypt. He's a school teacher. And he reckons he's a 5th Dan. Yeah. So he's meant to know about fighting. And he's talking to some young girl in the pub, not creepily, he's older, but, he should know better. He's like 60-odd. Oh, you know what? A woman will win in a fight against a man 99 times out of 100. I was like, right? And this young girl who's working there is like, I don't know. There are physical differences. A woman will win. I'll tell you 99% of the time because they'll fight till they die. And I'm just like, this guy's off his nut. I mean, apart from the physical difference, how many women beaten wives are there around the world, man? Why aren't they winning? Why aren't all the women winning the UFC against the men? And I mean, obviously it's a joke, but how brainwashed can you be? This guy thought he was like a 5th Dan, yeah. And I was talking to him about martial arts, and he's like, yeah. And you're just asking about fights when they happen. He says, I've only had one incident. I said, what happened, man? He's like, I was in the, I was in the pub, and this guy was giving me a bit of grief, and I thought it might be a fight. And I went, all right, what happened? He goes, I stuck into a stance, and the guy was a bit drunk, and he wobbled backwards and said sorry. I was going, that's your fighting story. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know shit about fighting. I mean, but this guy, how can you be that deluded? Yeah? And train in martial arts, but, believe that a woman will win 99 times out of 100. Anyway, it's all nonsense. It's going towards the all become one. If you notice, Baphomet, Moloch, Baal, they're ancient gods, and they're hermaphrodite. They're like got both breasts and a tool and a goat head, and they like sacrifice to children. It's everything becomes one. Agenda there, yeah. Everything comes one. They want to mix everyone up, People generally, all this. That's partially what the multiculturalism thing is about. Just mix everyone up, so that women can control them, and they're all robots anyway. But there's also the satanic influence there, yeah. Anyway, enough about that. It's a boxing channel, yo. Bored of saying that. Bored. But yeah, so, you know what? The pathetic commentary, I mean, it was just so... I want to switch it off, but you can't switch off the commentary. Yeah, because then you miss the crowd noises. Yeah, you miss the punches landing. You miss the referee talking. Then you give them instructions. You can't switch it off. It sounds weird as well. You know, but this was the first time in my life I go, damn, I wish they sent Adam Smith to the United States so I could hear him. And he could provide me with the odd bit of entertainment, but with all this stupid stuff, even though I'm cringing. Magical, majestic, you know, Artur, Beterbiev, you know, and onto the fight anyway. So, yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, Beterbiev battered him. He came out, they say he came out slow, he came out fast now. Just threw a lot of shots in the beginning. You know, that poker face, that poker Khabib star face, you know. And then he had timing, he had power and accuracy. He had tremendous power. I mean, I don't know whether... I did think Joe Smith had a small chance, and I thought, we're in for at least a bit of a tear-up. But Smith's chin just couldn't take it. He'd never been down. And he was hit on the top of the head, and he kept on going over it. I don't know, man. Maybe he was caught early before he warmed up and just never recovered. But I didn't really, you know, he didn't really look like that. He looked more like he just couldn't take that power because he was bouncing. Beterbiev was bouncing these shots off the top of his head. He was falling over at every half clean shot. We know Beterbiev can hit, but it was pretty mad. He was just never in it. It was looked like a journeyman getting beaten up by a world champion, you know. And when I did see Smith hitting the pads, I was like, he does look like a journeyman, but he's obviously got something. He's had some good victories, some half decent victories. And you know, he came in with all the union delegates and all that, wearing the, you know, a bit creepy, isn't it? Why don't you go into a flag of a trade union? Yeah, they're all wearing trade union stuff. Now I already covered that in my other video. Yeah, about how it's, you know, it's all related to secret societies and so on, and gangsterism, union delegates. You know, I thought that maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm getting a bit too paranoid like a lot of guys that comment on the channel, but, you know, the fix was in, because he's got mob ties, Smith, and he's obviously part of a union which has got secret society ties, but no, I mean, as I said, Beterbiev can be bought. I doubt they tried. You know, I don't know, man. I don't think... Like I said, it's easy to fix the referees and the judges, but other parts of the fight are a lot harder. And yeah, so Smith was beaten up now. Next, I think it's Anthony Yarde. Lions in the camp with Tunde. No, I hate Anthony. No, you know what? I don't hate Yarde. Yeah? I mean, he's clearly juiced up. He's massive, like bodybuilder look. But, you know, I think he has showed hard against Kovalev. I don't think he's a bad fighter. I don't think he's great. You know, he's like maybe at the bottom of world level, European level. He lost to Lyndon Arthur, who's not that special. He looks hard, but, you know, he's not that special. But it's not Yarde I got a problem with. It's Tunde Ajayi, yeah? Who, by the way, is Spencer Fearon's only friend now. They do a podcast together. This is how you know are wrong. And it's someone who's all his friends that he had when he was young don't talk to him no more. Yeah, what do you know about that? But Tunde is disliked throughout London. So Spencer. So they kind of met up in the middle. Well, no one's talking to us, so let's meet up together and do some podcasts. And I don't even listen to it. The master knowledge of his Tunde. Yeah, Tunde was a pro as well. He was 5-0, I think, but I don't think he had any stoppages. We all know Spencer got beaten up by Dave Walker, which is, you know, he looked much bigger than him. But Yarde. So Yarde, I mean. People are like, oh, we don't want to see Yarde. We want to put him in against Bivol. I mean, that would be obviously the most interesting fight for boxing fans. I think it's hard because I picked against, you know, I mean, Bivol, yeah, he did great against Canelo. Huh? And he outclassed Joe Smith, but he didn't do that. He's not going to sit there and let Beterbiev hit him. But there's just something special about Beterbiev, the power, the timing, the accuracy. Yeah. And he just breaks these guys down. I would lean towards Beterbiev to win by stoppage, but you know, Bivol's unbeaten, you know. Bivol's unbeaten, and he's not exactly unskilled. But I'm happy to see Anthony Yarde get thrown in against Beterbiev, yeah? Just to see Tunde's face. Lions in the camp, empty the tank, empty the tank. Yeah, you better say that after round one because Yarde might not even last a round. If he comes out, Beterbiev comes out like that, wanting to end it, and it's not gonna be hard to find Yarde. He's not Sugar Ray Leonard, right? So I actually enjoy watching it. Just to see Yarde take his beat down and see Tunde's face crying. I think that's his only meal ticket anyway, Yarde. But yeah, slightly disappointing fight, to be honest. But it is what it is, as they say.